Okay, he already answered this, but we're gonna ask anyways. How long have you been playing WoW?
Since 2019. Yeah.
So you didn't play any of this back in the day. I was thinking of asking that. I was gonna
No, not at all.
Because when I wrote the question down, I was thinking, how long have you been playing WoW? Did you play back in the day, or are you like a fresh player in Classic? And I was like, no, that's insulting. He seems like he's been playing a lot longer than just a couple days or a couple years. So
Because you're running us through
I left
raid.
that out. Yeah.
You're really good.
Barely. It's just something that, like, I don't know. If I like something, I get right into it. And it's very simple with this type of stuff now. You can literally YouTube anything you want, and if you can't find it, it's in Wowhead. It's just basically using your resources to figure out what you should be doing to get more damage. The other thing is like taking apart raid logs. Have you guys ever like looked at what the top 99% of people are doing? You can literally go in on each boss and see what ability they start with, at what time, when they're using cooldowns, how many, like certain things are based on like randomization dice rolls of like if you're gonna get a crit or not. But other things are like you can keep the same rotation and just get lucky on the crits.
Yeah, I did that back in Wrath when I was raiding with Varg with my Paladin. I've always been, not always, I've mostly since Classic started anyways, been a pretty casual player and not taking it too seriously. I have been. And so when I started raiding in the weekend raid, I was like, okay, I want to pull my weight. I want to do well. So I did that. I went on Warcraft logs and I grabbed the top like 10 ret paladins and I went through their logs and I figured out their rotations and I tried to mimic them as best I could, and it did make a difference. Like it upped my parsing numbers pretty significantly even before I started getting the gear rolling in, because you can like bracket it by gear score and stuff. And just trying to mimic the best players as best I could, it's huge.
See, the thing with parses themselves, it's very based on when you got in with the optimal team and did your best. Because I could have 100 parse this week because it's the very first week and it'll stay there forever. So, like, for example, I played on Alliance before I actually switched over to the server. I switched over to play with one of my buddies there. Shoot. I switched over to play with one of my buddies, and he actually happened to be in Swamp. That's why I got in there.
Yeah, Bob dragged us into the swamp.
Sorry, I was getting and I'm getting killed again.
Where are you trying to
You're
run
really
to?
good at multitasking.
Are you all playing World of Warcraft right now except for me?
I'm not. I turned it off when I started doing
No,
that.
I'm 100% playing it. I have raid tonight with Bob, and I'm trying to get my head ruined before then. So I'm not good at multitasking because I have push to talk on.
Oh,
If I press an ability, I had to let go of it. I just died.
that's funny though. What was it called? Oh yeah, how long you been playing WoW? Yeah. So it's you're impressive for someone who's been playing. Although 2019 was 5 years ago almost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, anyone who just came back for Classic, they've been basically playing for as long as someone who played through the first like 5 expansions was playing.
Well,
I have
So it's
the ultimate trophy reminder. My daughter was born during the pandemic when all that stuff was going on, and we were all home. She was a month old when I started playing.
nice.
So now she's 5 and going to school this year.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really learned most of what I learned on WoW since the relaunch of Classic. Everything I did before wasn't much, but then I had to learn how to tank and all this other jazz, so it's understandable.
And you're still trying to figure it out.
When came in from over there, I saw it coming.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. Back my oldest son was born in 2005, like a couple months before Alduar came out the first time. Roughly, I might have the dates off wrong. It was just a couple months before something, because I remember
That was my
like
prime.
that was what?
That was in my prime, buddy. Like I missed those days. I
Yeah.
had a lot less chins, and I could go upstairs without losing my breath.
Dude,
The good old days. Yeah, I remember playing. I remember like holding him like in one arm and just having enough fingers free that I could hit a couple buttons and then playing with my mouse over here.
something's wrong with your timeline.
Like a gerbil.
Well,
Like,
no, this is by the time we were able to bring him home. Oh, speaking of gerbils, do you want to tell them about the groundhogs on the way home?
No. No.
So we were driving. We had to go pick my son who was born in 2005. Same guy.
Yeah.
Lincoln stories together.
Old
My
War
son who
came
was
out
born.
in 2009, by the way, not 2005.
How dare you interrupt me?
What about
How
2009?
dare you Google that?
No, it was
because-
something.
It made absolutely no sense given the timeline that your son was born well before Old War because I knew you during TBC and you had a son.
I don't remember what raid it was. I just picked one and hoped that nobody would check. That's what I
You
do
have
for
me
90%
on
of
this
this podcast.
podcast.
I say a thing
And hope for
and
the
I just
best.
cross my fingers and hope that nobody actually looks it up.
Bob usually corrects
Do
you.
every time.
You don't
anyway.
you don't usually fact check me. It's usually listeners that fact check me.
Well, it's because I was living with you when TBC came out, and no, when you got me into WoW, it was TBC. I was living with you, and then Wrath of the Lich King came out during that time.
Well, then what the heck was I playing? I don't know. Thanks a lot,
EverQuest?
Mr. Know-It-All. You ruined my story.
Probably EverQuest.
It you know what? Maybe it was. No, because I started playing WoW. I'd already
It
played.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The-
I'm going to tell the groundhog story. So we were picking our son up at the airport in Toronto, and we were driving back along the Don Valley Parkway in Toronto. Lovely highway. Everybody loves it. And there's a little grassy knoll, not like dog bark, like not like video game knoll, but like a grassy hill. And our 6-year-old looks out the window and he's like, "Oh, groundhogs." And just as we look over, there's 2 groundhogs, and the larger groundhog climbs up and mounts
We
the
watched
smaller groundhog, and I think they made a new groundhog.
Yep. Our 6-year-old pointed that out.
Yeah. So we told them that they were wrestling. The groundhogs were wrestling on the side of the road.
How
and
dare
he
you bring up
accepted that.
wrestling?
How dare we
Oh
bring up
yeah, we
wrestling?
shouldn't have brought up. Now he's not going
I
to.
shouldn't have brought up wrestling. This is not a wrestling podcast.
Hey, listen,
res-
I
this is
was at the
WrestleMania weekend.
1998 WrestleMania when Mick Foley was there, Mr. Sacco, and Stone Cold was the international champion. I think that's the word. I don't know what it was. I'm trying here, man. It's been a long time since wrestling.
This is WrestleMania weekend, by the way. This is going to be night 2 of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes will dethrone Roman Reigns.
I gave up that soap opera.
I don't know
It
who those
got so
people are.
good. It got so good. The Rock came back this year, and everything changed. They kicked Vince McMahon out. The show's different. I now watch wrestling.
Yeah.
I now watch.
So which
wrestling.
one? Which
Different
one's
than I-
the sweaty guy in his underwear?
Well, they're all sweaty and in their underwear.
Exactly.
I rest my case.
I like
we-
sweaty guys in their underwear.
What's that?
I like watching
That's it.
sweaty guys in their underwear.
Oh.
Hey, man, I'm not here to king shame.
We're not. Yeah, no, we're all here. We're here to judge Al.
Yeah.
You can forego judging Al if you want. We love judging Al.
It's what we do best.
Go ahead and judge.
Oh, I do.
Not you.
So, you want to read the next question, Sam?
What about Al? Do you want to read the next question?
Did we give Al?
I
we
have
didn't give
enough
Al
stuff on
Reading
my
it from
screen that
House-
if I start messing around, I can get it.
I didn't ask.
There is a chance that Al will destroy his entire setup if he tries to open the questions.
No, it's okay. I'm going to get it now. You already asked me to. So, what is the ideal snack, food, or drink while raiding?
For myself, I'm going to be honest with you, whatever's in the cupboards. I usually partake in legal substances and I don't drink, so put the lines between. So I usually raid by the end of the night. I am grabbing whatever's in the fridge.
You're not picky at that point?
No, I'm a chips and pop guy.
See, we should have
I
worded
do
this
like
as what are your best real life consumables during raid time?
Hey, a snack. Do you got the gummies going on?
Scooby
No,
snacks.
What I really like is the pork jerky from Costco. That stuff is good.
You brought that up.
We just bought that just because
It's
was it
so
you who
good.
brought it up during raid?
Yeah.
Bought a bag of it yesterday. It's half.
That, and then there's it's really spicy, so I don't know if that's your thing. It gives me heartburn every time, but the queso, man, is it so good.
Okay, so
We've gotten that.
we got the
spicy
dairy
cheese
free
sauce.
one because I
we?
can't have it was dairy free.
You can't have dairy, but you do have dairy.
No,
A lot.
We didn't buy the normal queso, so I don't know what the normal one tastes like.
Probably
As long
tastes
as
like
you don't forget
Probably better than
your
the dairy free.
what do they call it?
Don't forget your
Don't
butt pills, Sam.
There you go.
Take your butt pills.
Yeah.
What's your favorite snack while rating, Sam?
I'm not allowed to snack because Al gets annoyed when I chew chips in the mic.
Oh yeah. Was that probably all through Classic? Before we started doing this whole weird podcast thing we do, we still played a lot together, and we still use Discord for communication. And Sam enjoys snacking on chips while we play, and Al would get so mad, and he would like
I
he
had
would like
these on
just
my head.
quit. He would log off. He'd be like, "I'm done,"
Yeah,
and just
Because-
leave.
I had these on my head. I don't have these on my head anymore. They're just through my speaker. Snack away.
Oh, so we're allowed to snack again?
You're always allowed to snack. What do you care what I think? If I get irritated, then I'll.
Well,
log
I
off.
mean, when we've got a 3-man group and you're the tank, and you bail because Sam's snacking, then Sam has to stop snacking. That's just the way.
There
that
was
works.
one time Al pissed me off, so I got a bowl of chips just to crunch.
I can't even figure out
She
what one
goes and gets
time that
ice
is.
cubes from the fridge.
Yeah.
I can't even figure out what that one time is.
That was multiple times.
Yeah, there was multiple times.
You can't say one time Al pissed me off. Nobody believes
No.
it's one time.
Now, just bear in mind, as much as she complains about me pissing her off, I never ever publicly tell you how many times she pisses me off. But hey,
There was a time you told me.
He said publicly.
I know.
Do you have a list? Have you been keeping a list?
no,
So I would like to know the list.
I don't keep a list.
That, you know what? That would make a great episode.
No,
Where
it'd
the
be a
three of us
terrible
just get on and we tell stories about the times that we just absolutely hated the other two for various
No,
reasons.
because there's things that I keep buried down that I just keep. I don't want to say it.
That's not healthy.
No.
Well, do you remember?
I've been doing it for years.
Do you remember the one episode we recorded? I can't remember what I called it, but it was something along the lines of like a death match or something.
Go between me and
Duel
Al.
to the death, when you guys were so mad at each other and you were just bickering. And I thought it was hilarious, so I put it in the podcast.
You egged
and
us
Bob
on.
Bob messaged me and he's like, "That was really awkward. You shouldn't do that." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I think it was great.
I don't even remember what it was about.
Well,
why
let
we-
me remind you.
Oh, Al knows. Al
I
keeps
don't
the
know.
receipts.
I'd have to
No.
listen back to the episode.
You what?
I'd have to listen back. I don't have a memory. I am old. Remember? Look at. It's all white.
Yeah, it's been white for a while though.
Okay, you know what? The whole time you knew me, it was white. Okay, I went white starting January 30th, 1999. I didn't even get gray.
What happened January 30th, 1999?
I
He got married.
On January 30th?
Yes. You know what the best part was? Okay, so why do you say on January 30th? Why? Why did you say that?
Did you have your ice skates and
It just seems like a terrible day for a wedding. I don't know.
Who gets
Okay, because when so you know how everybody puts those little fruit cakes out on the table?
Like at weddings? Sure. Yeah,
and
I
they
love
put
fruit.
you're not allowed to say that anymore, Al?
Yeah, they put the little tag on it with the wedding and the date of the wedding.
Yeah.
So somebody, not me, made up all those tags and put on January 31st. I said, all right, these have to be redone.
Is there a January 31st?
Yes.
I can never remember the knuckle thing. I just don't know.
December and
30
January
days
share the
past
same-
September, April, May, and November. Or something
It's
like
the
that.
ones in the middle. January, December, and July and August.
How does this help? I don't understand. This isn't important though. Is this important?
No?
Al, what's your favorite snack food?
Are we still in a snack
I don't
Why not? I want to talk about my favorite snack food and I want everybody else to get their chance first.
You know, if I have anything, it'd have to be something small that I can grab and crunch. Otherwise, I just drink.
That sounds fair. I like chocolate. Let's move on. Sam doesn't like this topic.
Oh yeah, you
We were
guys,
still on that question.
you guys
I
and
don't
your
know what we're
chocolate.
doing.
Should I tell them the story about yesterday when I came home from work and I sat down on my computer? And I'm like, why does it smell like something died over here?
Oh yeah, Sam doesn't like my taste in food. So I love sardines.
Oh, gross.
Like the canned Brunswick sardines, the long tin. I'll take them out and I'll mix them in with some Kraft Dinner, or I'll just mash them up with some mayo and put them on crackers.
With ketchup.
I like
That's pancakes.
no, I like the pancakes or ketchup. Ketchup is the pancakes. Yeah,
Okay.
but sardines, they're so good. But Sam comes home and she'll be like, "No, who's been slaughtering fish in the living room?" And she
I'm
like,
not
"Hey,
allowed. I'm not allowed to cook fish in my house. I live in a fishing city. Like there's lobster down the road that I go get, the scallops, fresh cod. Like there's anything you want. Seafood is here.
Do you have fishmongers?
I would be okay with that, but
Can
not
we
the
move
sardines.
to Nova Scotia?"
I have shoju houses in Nova Scotia.
Do you have fishmongers?
There's something called Brothers Pepperoni. There's Donairs. Way better than Donairs you get anywhere.
Really?
There's
Yeah,
a brothers,
they're like the best.
there's
So-
a Brothers Pizza in Ontario.
There's a
Brothers Pizza. They have
I have a
down-
donair story. So the first time I ever had a donair,
Is that ma'am?
it's meat. I don't know what kind of
Okay.
meat it is.
It's
like
lamb.
Lamb.
shaved meat. I was down on the East Coast, and I got the donair, and they put the sauce on, right, like the white sauce. And I
Yeah.
thought it looked like cheese sauce, so I was expecting cheese sauce when I bit into it, and it wasn't. And I was so disgusted that it wasn't cheese sauce. It's like a white garlic sauce or something.
It's condensed milk, vinegar, sugar, and something else,
Yeah, I
and
was
it's
gonna
like a
say.
sweet,
Sweet.
tangy thing.
No, I wouldn't have been.
It was.
expecting
It's unexpected. It's not bad.
It's really good on
You're
pizza.
expecting cheese, and it's not cheese. It's instant disappointment. Anytime you expect something to be cheese and it's not
that. Is
cheese,
this when you were in Newfoundland?
is a bad day. Yes,
Yeah.
it was when I was in Newfoundland. But yeah, I've since learned that it's actually not bad when you're not expecting it to be cheese.
It's really good on pizza too. Like so good.
I don't
bet.
Back in a
lamb.
quick second.
He means the sauce.
Oh, the sauce.
Sauce, yeah.
Yeah, we put on garlic fingers and pizza and all kinds of stuff.
That would be good. Do we want to take a break from the questions and actually talk about WoW?
Sure, we can talk about WoW.
Because I forgot
Do
that
you want
we're
to
a
answer
WoW
a WoW
podcast.
question?
Is there a WoW question? Is it on the second
one?
list? Oh yeah, okay. I'll ask that one. I'm gonna ask our redacted question when Al gets back. Okay, so next question.
Oh, do you need it back open?
Yeah, I can't remember anything. So next question, because you have been gracious enough to come with us to Nomeron twice now and lead our raids, and you have been leading because none of us have any idea what we're doing.
My explanations kind of suck, but we get through it.
Through it.
It's done the trick. So I've got to ask, and this was the redacted question that I wanted your genuine reaction to. So in our 2 Nomer raids so far, how close have you come to losing it on us?
Oh no, actually not at all. It makes me laugh more than anything. The funniest thing for me was Sam when she got launched off the side. You just hear, "Oh fuck!"
Fuck you.
Yeah, Sam eventually reaches a breaking point.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting fact about Sam. So we raid in the evenings, not super late, but in the evenings. When Sam works, she has to get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
No, 4:30.
My alarm goes off at 4. I get out of bed at like 4:30.
So when we start at like 8, is it 8 we usually start at?
Usually, yeah.
Gets pushed back to 8:30 because people are late. By the time we're hitting like 9, 10 o'clock, I can see her over there just like, are we done?
You done yet?
I want to go to bed. I have to be up in 6 hours. And she's starting, like, she gets more and more stressed out.
I think
And then something bad happens and she just snaps.
I think it was the boss after the Zappy one.
The menagerie.
The menagerie.
I don't know. It was the one extra because we had 2 bosses last Friday. It
The
was-
menagerie was the extra one we did.
okay, so when we did that, we almost got it down, and I was so happy. Okay, I'm like,
Oh yeah, at the very first. It was the very first try.
Yeah,
And then
second try.
Was it the second?
Because I think our first one was like a muffed pull, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, sorry. You guys pulled threat right away, yes.
Because the second try we did it, we were like, we're okay. Then we could move on. And then we died. And then I turned to Josh. I'm like, are we done yet? I'm just like, I was so done by that boss, but I felt bad.
She was calm.
So if I was doing this in a pub, I'd be pissed off. But that being said, like I enjoy because none of you guys get angry at all. Nobody gets mad at each other. Everybody's still laughing, and you guys are like, "Fuck! I didn't even think we could get here."
Yeah.
So it's great. I'm glad that I could help. I know I'm not the best raid leader or anything like that. I can tell you what we do
You're
when I'm there.
arbitrary leader.
Yeah, I don't make the mechanics. I just watch videos and I'm like, here, they said to do it this way, and this is why.
See, here's what it is. We've taken a radical approach to gaming. We are playing for fun. And that's basically it. We're not trying to be the best. We're not trying to like accomplish something. We're just like, we want to go and kind of have fun for the evening. And if we don't succeed, then who cares? Like,
I do want to try Nomaron again with all level 50s and just get it done, just to say we finished it.
Our problem is we don't have enough damage. Even with those people there, there's a couple.
If we can't do the final boss, you don't think we could do it?
just remember, they're all listening to this.
No, it's not that. There's like a couple things that need to be done and made sure that they're done properly. So like when you kite the boss out, you cannot take any furnace stacks. So these furnace stacks will actually make it so that any fire damage does like I think it's like 100 times more each. I can't remember what the debuff is. So you need to make sure that you're like constantly kiting it. And then on the other bosses, for example, on the other phases, everybody has to have a FAP because you'll start getting stacks of cold. And every time the cold gets out, I think it's 10 stacks and everybody just dies. If one person gets 10 stacks, everybody dies. And then on the
We should jump.
poison boss, if you don't kick it, it gives everybody poison, and like we wouldn't be able to keep up healing.
Yeah.
Is this the final boss you're talking about? And
Yes. So
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention when you were explaining to it because I was done.
yeah, I know. So there's 3 phases to it, and the phases are fire, ice, and then poison. So then you can do phase 1. He gets to 50%. He walks away.
Push the button.
Yeah, that's so bombs come down from the top. So these mouths open up in all of those pillars.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure in our attempt, nobody pressed a button. Because we just had like, suddenly there was bombs everywhere.
Bruce Lee to push a button. Nothing happened. And then Josh was saying, Sam, push a button. You were supposed to push it. But I was so confused because Bruce Lee didn't push one. Because I thought his came down first, is what I heard.
I think his internet was broken for like the entire raid too. But yeah.
But yeah.
No, I mean we weren't gonna succeed on the first try. That was never gonna be a thing.